Number 16 says, a bank issued a loan of $21,000 and 11% simple interest to a client with a marginal credit for 2.5 years. If the loan was paid in full at the end of 2.5 years, how much interest was paid to the bank? So we know that the loan amount, let's see if I can get it to where you can actually see. The loan amount was $21,000 with an interest rate of 11%. So we're going to multiply by 0.11 to get the yearly interest amount, which is $2,310. And it said that this loan was for 2.5 years. So 2.5 years. So that would make the total interest $5,775. So your answer would be B. Number 17 says if a bank wished to earn $3,000 on a loan of $50,000 over 12 months, what interest rate would the bank have to charge? So we know that they want to make $3,000 in interest. And the loan amount is $50,000. So we're going to divide the interest rate, the actual interest, by the loan amount to get what interest rate we need. And when we do that, we get 0.06 or 6%. That needs to be the interest rate in order to make $3,000 off of that loan. So your answer is D. Number 18 says if a bank loans $15,000 on to an individual for a short-term loan and charges her 8.5% simple interest, what would she pay the bank at the end of 7 months to pay off the loan? So we know that the loan amount was $15,000 and that the interest rate was 8.5. So we're going to multiply by 0.085. This gets us our yearly interest paid, which is $1,275. So this is yearly interest, but it says that she is going to pay it off in 7 months. So let's divide this by 12 months. And then let's go ahead and do this. Instead of getting the answer, we'll divide by 12 and multiply by 7 months. That'll save us a little step. So we're going to take the yearly interest, divide the yearly into monthly interest, and multiply by 7 months, all in one step. And when you do that, it gives you an interest of $743.75, but we need to add back the initial loan amount. So the initial loan amount was $15,000, and we're going to add the interest of $743.75. That was the interest on the loan. So $15,743.75. So your answer is C. $19 says a flipper borrows $240,000 at the rate of 12% per year, using an assumption of 360 days per year. To stay motivated to work as quickly as possible, the flipper wants to know how much interest they must pay for each week until the property has been rehabbed and sold. What does each week or 7 days cost in interest? So we know that the loan amount was for $240,000. The interest rate was 12%, so we multiply by 0.12. So the yearly interest on that loan is $28,800. Now, instead of going by a monthly interest, it breaks it down to a daily interest, and it is using it's called a banker's year, 360 days. So let's divide this by 360 days to figure out what the interest rate is per day. So when you do that, it is $80 per day. So this is daily interest. And we want to know how much in a week. So when you multiply by 7 days, so the interest that the owner is paying is $560 per week. So your answer is D. All right, and the last problem, number 20, says a loan is structured to provide incentives for early payoff. As a result, the $135,000 loan amount will bear interest at the rate of 5% per year for the first year. Any balance at the beginning of the second year will cost 6% per year. And any balance at the beginning of the third year will cost 8% per year for each year afterwards. The loan matures 5 years after origination. The borrower makes a $35,000 payment at the end of year 1 plus all interest, any accrued interest so far. He goes ahead and pays that off. It makes another $35,000 payment at the end of year 2 plus all the interest. If the loan is paid off in full at the end of year 3, how much total interest would have been paid on the loan? So we know that the original loan amount is $135,000. In that first year, the interest rate is 5%. So we need to multiply by 0.05. So the yearly interest in year 1, let's mark this year 1, is $6,750. So we know to start year 2, he paid all of the interest plus $35,000. So if all the interest was paid plus $35,000 of the loan, then he is left with a $100,000 loan because he paid all this and he paid an additional $35,000. So there's only $100,000 left. The interest rate in year 2 is 6%. So in year 2, he's going to have paid $6,000 of interest. But it says he pays all of the interest plus another $35,000. So all of this is paid, and he pays $35,000 of this. $100,000 minus $35,000 is $65,000. The interest rate in year 3 is 8%. So the interest in year 3 is $5,200, and it is asking how much total interest he paid. So we just need to add all of these up. And when you do, you get $17,950. So your answer is C.